We are now at the point where there's 20 days until the release of Cyberpunk 2077. This is the closest we have ever been. And to celebrate the occasion, CD Projekt Red have released a lot of information this week. This includes gameplay from the Xbox Series X and Series S. They've done an episode 5 of the Night City Wire, and gaming news sites now have permission to release their reviews of Cyberpunk 2077. So there's a lot of information to go through. And in this video, we are going to be going through the new gameplay as well as what they talked about in episode 5 of the Night City Wire. Before I do get into all of the latest news though, if you do want to see me streaming this game live when it is finally released, there is a link in the description down below which will take you over to the Twitch channel. I do aim to be doing daily videos on this channel throughout December, as well as doing daily streams over on Twitch. So if that is of interest to you, there is a link in the description down below. Head over to there, drop a follow, and you'll be notified the second that these streams start up. So to begin with, we have a console gameplay, and this is something we have all been asking for. CD Projekt Red revealed gameplay on Xbox Series X, Xbox Series S, and Xbox One. And for the majority of feedback, it was good. There were some people that pointed out NPC density, which just does not compare what was shown in previous gameplay trailers. There was also some people pointing out CGI trailers and how they shouldn't even exist. Because when you compare Keanu Reeves that you see in the trailer, who plays Johnny Silverhand, and then compare that to actual gameplay, yeah, there's quite a few differences. But all in all, a lot of fans were happy. This is gameplay that we have been asking for a very long time. And it's also nice to see gameplay where there isn't lettering on the top which says that this is a work in progress build. So what you're now seeing with gameplay is what you should be expecting on the release of Cyberpunk. One thing that I really wish CD Projekt would have done, but I don't think they did do it because of licensing, is being able to compare Xbox Series X as well as PlayStation 5 gameplay to see how that differs. But that is something I don't think CD Projekt Red will be doing, but in fact something that you'll probably see other people doing, other content creators doing on the release of Cyberpunk in December. Moving on from the console gameplay, we do have episode 5 of the Night City Wire. And with this was information about Johnny Silverhand, Keanu Reeves, the radio stations, the reward scheme that will be implemented for Cyberpunk, and we got a new gameplay trailer. Starting off with Johnny Silverhand, who is played by Keanu Reeves. This is a massive selling point to Cyberpunk. Fans were going absolutely crazy when this was revealed. Johnny Silverhand plays a massive part within the game. The main character you play with is V, and as this is a role-playing game, you get to make decisions which shape your lifestyle. But you're also not just making decisions based on what you want, because you're also trying to balance V, your character, your main character, but also balance Johnny. CD Projekt revealed that sometimes you'll have to make a decision to benefit V, sometimes you'll need to make a decision to benefit Johnny, and other times you don't have to think too hard because the decision you make will benefit both characters. We also got to see a very small clip of Johnny Silverhand fighting Adam Smasher. With trailers that have been released, it looks like you can actually play as Johnny Silverhand. And what players have speculated with this clip is that this could very well be the fourth corporate war. With this, we just need to wait and see when Cyberpunk is released. With the Night City Wire episode 5, we did get some more information about the music within the game. We have already seen in quite a few previous trailers and Night City Wires that sound is very important. We've seen this with the vehicles, music, and they're even doing a follow-up which talks more about music. Then we got information about the different radio stations, and on screen right now you are seeing the different radio stations that were talked about. CD Projekt Red wanted to highlight, as this was a major question, what type of music will be played whilst you're in the car, whilst you're listening to the radio. And CD Projekt Red have finally answered to say that it will be a whole bunch of diverse music. We're not just talking about very similar tracks, constantly listening to Samurai, which is the band that Johnny Silverhand used to belong to. We're talking about a number of different genres of music. So for those of you that will be taking the time out to take note of the different songs on the radio, you'll have a lot of different types of music to go through. And for those of you that are content creators, whether or not you're going to be posting on YouTube, going over onto Twitch, Facebook, or any of the other platforms to post gameplay of Cyberpunk 2077, one thing to point out, and what CD Projekt Red have pointed out within Night City Wire episode 5, is that you have some different options within your settings. One of the biggest options to toggle on or off is to remove copyrighted tracks for content creators. If you toggle it on, it will remove all the copyrighted tracks, so you can still enjoy the game and the music on the radio, and this time if you are streaming on Twitch or you are doing YouTube videos, you don't have to worry about getting a DMCA. This has always been a problem here on YouTube, and I know because I have been streaming on Twitch and I have been paying attention that it's become even more of a problem over on Twitch now. So this has made life a bit easier. Moving on to the next big talking point, it's the reward scheme. So every copy of the game comes with downloadable content. I have done an in-depth video talking about this, so if you would like to see that, there will be a link in the description down below, as well as there'll be a card on screen right now, which you can click and it will take you directly to that video. It talks about the different editions of Cyberpunk, which one you're buying into, and what type of benefits you get with digital goods. But this reward scheme is for everyone, no matter what platform you're on. And it probably goes without saying, but there will be more stuff like this within the future. So the one that was talked about in this Night City Wire episode is about linking Cyberpunk 2077 to your GOG account. This will give you exclusive rewards for Cyberpunk 2077. And these rewards won't be absolutely crazy. What we're talking about here is cosmetics. But we should bear in mind that these aren't the normal cosmetics. Cyberpunk is a role-playing game, so these cosmetics will have some statistics that can benefit you. And these will be different resistance to different elements, as well as it does give you an extra bonus in street cred. So we don't know those stats right now, but we know that those stats will be carried across with cosmetic items. And as said, this is for everybody, no matter the platform. You just need to link to a GOG account. And you don't fancy doing this, there will probably be more stuff in the future. With major AAA game companies, a lot of them will do two-factor authentication, which will also give you bonuses. There's other things that you can link, such as Twitch, YouTube, Twitter. A lot of this stuff is done now. So even if you decide not to do this one, there'll be other or different types of content that CD Projekt Red will give you for doing different things. And this is just part of the free content that CD Projekt Red told us about before. We always knew some cosmetic content would be free. This content just requires you to do something a little bit extra without actually paying money. The last thing to talk about is the gameplay trailer that was released. And if you have been a player that has been hyped for this game for a very long time, it's actually not anything new. It's pretty much the story of the game, which if you have been following, you probably already know by now. What is pretty cool, and I have done this already quite a few times to see what I can see within the trailer, there are some new bits of gameplay that we haven't seen before. A lot of the content is reused from previous trailers that we've had, previous gameplay that's been shown. There are some new clips. Some of the new clips involve Johnny Silverhand, and as said, it does look like you get to play as Johnny Silverhand, and it does look like it's memories from Johnny. So this is where it's really fun to understand the lore of Cyberpunk and actually see that within action. It does also make me question a lot whether or not we understanding all of this different lore, whether or not that actually becomes a spoiler for Johnny and his side of things. But that is something that I won't know until the release of Cyberpunk. But this is pretty much everything from Night City Wire episode 5. And this is actually the final Night City Wire. There will be no more after this. We've now got 3 weeks until the release of Cyberpunk. There really isn't too much to do now, but there are two things that I have got logged down. One of them is the release itself, and the other one is something that CD Projekt Red did mention back in August, September time, and that was them talking about future DLC. This is not essential for the release of Cyberpunk, but this is something that they did say. They did say that DLC will be cleared up before the release, and this got players expecting for CD Projekt Red to reveal the exact content that will be coming to the game, as well as also given a rough timescale. We don't need to know this information before the release, so if we don't get anything in the next 3 weeks before the release of Cyberpunk, I'm not going to be mad, nor should anyone else be mad for that matter. But I have got this noted down as a bullet point of what CD Projekt Red said that they're going to do before the release. After that, it is just about the release for the game. So let me know in the comment section down below. Despite CD Projekt Red saying that there's not going to be another Night City Wire episode, do you think that there is some other news that CD Projekt Red are going to release just before the release of Cyberpunk, just to give it that extra bit of hype? Something such as revealing DLC for the future. A lot of other games do reveal information before the full release of the game. It makes sense business wise and it gets the community hyped up, but just because other game companies have done it doesn't necessarily mean that CD Projekt Red have to do it. So I'm curious about your thoughts in the comment section down below. But anyway, that is everything to do with this episode of the Night City Wire. If you do want to see any more content from me, maybe even see me play this game live, there is a link in the description down below which will take you over to Twitch. Just drop a follow and you'll be notified the second I go live with this game. If you were interested in anything else that I talked about in this video, everything can be found in the description down below. But anyway guys, I hope you guys did enjoy. If you did enjoy, don't forget to leave a like and subscribe. But for now, I'm going to see it.